Meatballs are a real family favourite, and for this recipe I'm using the Simply Better Irish Angus beef meatballs. So that's what they look like there. We're going to seal them off, and I'm going to show you how to make a really nice tomato sauce. So I'll crack on with the tomato sauce first of all, and we're going to put butter beans, we're going to put some peppers, a little bit of smoked paprika, so there's going to be lots of flavour. So into the skillet pan we're going to put in some extra virgin olive oil, and then the same for also I'm going to seal off the meatballs. So this is a really simple recipe. You seal everything off, you bake it off in the oven, and it's just gorgeous. Serve it with rice or pasta. So I'll just open this just while I'm waiting on the pan to heat up. I have one red onion, which is sliced. So peel your onion, just slice it, and then I'm going to crush in a couple of cloves of garlic. 2 or 3 cloves of garlic works really well, depending on the size of obviously the garlic. So just crush the garlic, that goes in there. Red onion, it's nice and sweet. It's a really, really lovely flavour if you caramelise it with a touch of vinegar, brown sugar, kind of like sweet and sour. I've done it in one of my videos with the steak sandwich. It works really, really well. So it does. So we're going to start off by putting this in here, and we're going to just gently kind of sweat this off. So this goes in. So that's 1 red onion, which I've just sliced. You can hear that nice sizzle. Okay. So I'm going to let that just cook off there for a minute. So while that's in there cooking, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my roasted red peppers. So this is the roasted red peppers here. Okay, so they're grilled red peppers, and that's the lovely kind of char grill effect that you get. And these are absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to cut this into like little strips. I'm using the same knife that I did the garlic, and we're going to cut that. And I'm going to keep all that lovely black. Just remove any of the seeds there. Okay, so it's stored in extra virgin olive oil, and this will give beautiful flavour. Just scrape away any of the seeds there, and then this is going to go into the pan. So I'm just going to get the yellow pepper next, and I'm going to use some of that beautiful oil. So I'm going to pour this in here. So just watch this. The colour of this oil is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Now, another wee bit more pepper. So you can use fresh peppers if you want to, but these have so much intense flavour. Just gather them all up and just pop them into the pan. Hear that nice sizzle? That's the oil there. And then we're just going to let that cook off. Now, just going to wipe my hands and clean up here. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so that's the start for the sauce. Going to let that cook off. We'll add in some smoked paprika. I'm going to turn up my pan here, and we're going to start to brown off these beef meatballs. So we're just going to put them into the pan. That's what you want to hear, that kind of sizzle. Can you hear that? So I'm going to place this on here. So we have 12, so roughly it's about 3 or 4 meatballs per person, depending on the size and how hungry you are. And I love this served with some pasta. You can do it with spaghetti. You can also do it with any kind of pasta, or else some rice. So I'm going to get a little bit of colour in that. And you know me, when I like to get colour, I like to put a little bit of butter. So just a small piece of butter in there with the oil. Okay, back onto our sauce. So we have our onion, 1 red onion. We have a couple of cloves of garlic and some of the roasted red peppers. We're going to put in this beautiful spice, some smoked paprika. So that's it there. We're going to put in lots of this. So this will give beautiful flavour. Even if you make a beef stroganoff, it's gorgeous. The smoky, sweet flavour is absolutely beautiful, and it's in no way too strong. So give that a little stir. That looks beautiful. And even that on its own, like you can smell that lovely smokiness, that peppers is just beautiful. So I'm going to put in 1 spoonful, just moving around the meatballs, of tomato puree. That's going to go in there. And then I'm going to use this beautiful tomatoes. These are the San Marzano tomatoes, okay? You can get the plump one. That's what they look like there. They're from Puglia. They really are beautiful. And what gives, I think, these Italian tomatoes the wonderful flavour is the volcanic soil and also the beautiful sunshine. So I'm going to put this full can in here. You can see the way the smoked paprika, we started to cook that. So I'm just going to add in the full can of chopped tomatoes. So these are just such beautiful tomatoes. They really are gorgeous. Okay. It smells gorgeous, so it does. And it's a smoked paprika. You could put some smoked bacon into that, and that would make a lovely sauce for a pasta. I'm going to turn over these little meatballs. I want to get a little bit more colour just onto them. So I'm just literally sealing them in because they cook very fast. They're not huge meatballs, but they are wonderful Irish Angus beef. You know, sometimes, you know, we forget how good our beef is. We have the best beef for me in the world. It's the grass, it really is. So give that a little stir. We're going to put in some salt, a couple of pinches of salt, and then some black pepper into this. Now you can put courgettes into this, you can put different vegetables into this. Just going to let that just cook away there. But I'm going to put in a can, yes, of some butter beans. So I just rinsed off the butter beans, that's then there. We're going to put that in, that's going to give great texture. You can use haricot beans, you can use whatever beans you like using. And I'm just going to put this into the sauce. And you'll see the way this will become really lovely and colourful, but that will give great flavour and texture. Food is so much about texture. Gorgeous. Now, so we already have salt and pepper in there. And those tomatoes, they really are some of the best you will taste and use. They're gorgeous. So just back onto our beef, sealing this off here. Lovely. So I just want to make sure I get a little bit of colour all over the beef. This is going to give nice flavour, but I'm not cooking it fully. That's really important. Now we're going to put some basil. Of course, tomatoes and basil, they're a match made in heaven. And that's basically your sauce done. So I have a little basil plant. I'm going to go just grab some of this. Lovely. And then I'm going to chop this. So just over in the corner, watch the fingers. And we're going to just put this straight into our sauce. So some lovely fresh basil there. So that's the way you chop, over and back. It doesn't have to be too fine. Using your knife, bring it into your sauce. And then I always like to put it in at the last minute. Okay. We're looking good. So this is the dish that I'm actually going to put the sauce into. Just move it over there. That looks really nice. So see this now, even with pasta, it's just delicious. If you had some leftover, that lovely corn-fed chicken, you could shred that in there and put that in there, and it really is delicious. You could put in some prawns into it, and even some monkfish. This would work really, really well. I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm just going to get my spoon. And the easiest way to do this is to just, with a kind of like an oven-proof dish, just simply spoon this in here. So you can see the red onion. That's one red onion. It wasn't too big either. A couple of cloves of garlic. Some of those beautiful roasted peppers. And remember, use the oil because it's extra virgin olive oil. The butter beans, rinse them. Some fresh basil, smoked paprika. It's a great spice. It really is one of my favourite spices. Even if you're making a tomato soup, it's delicious. Or for a butter for steak or baked potato, you mix the smoked paprika, some basil, a little bit of thyme, and then you can put that in the butter. So that's our base there. Just spread that all over. You can see it's nice and hot and steamy. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, just with these nice meatballs, give them a little shake. I love the way they caramelize, if you see that there. See that there, Mella? It's perfect. So they've got a nice little bit of colour. They're still raw in the centre. So we're just going to literally arrange them just 3 in a row like that. Gorgeous. So the butter beans, they add such lovely texture. Again, you can use the haricot beans. Just arrange them. So that's perfect. That'll fit into that dish there. Now, to make this a little bit interesting, we are going to put some lovely mozzarella. So this is the buffalo milk mozzarella. So I'm going to cut this, just small little cubes of this, and we're going to place this just beside. Very, very simple. Just in like that. It can be just anyway. Don't have to be too particular. Just arrange that around the dish. So you can have this already. See the way the beef is still raw? Okay. So it's not overcooked. That's really important. And then we're going to grate lots of lovely parmesan. So I'm going to get my grater. I do love parmesan. I really do. It's one of my favorites. So we're just going to grate this just all over the meatballs. Now watch the fingers when you're doing this. So this is my grater. Wonderful for lemon zest, orange zest, all that. And you're going to grate lots of this on top. Watch the fingers now when you're doing this. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to finish it with a little bit of black pepper. So I want lots. You could put breadcrumbs into it. I don't. Gorgeous. Now, that's ready to go in. A little bit of black pepper. I already have one done. I have the oven preheated at 180, so my one took about 15-20 minutes. It depends, you know, how much you seal off the meatball. So a little bit of black pepper, and I forgot one ingredient, some extra virgin olive oil. Just a drizzle, look at this, just over each meatball if you can. And this will give the most wonderful flavour. It'll be really, really moist. We're going to bake that off, and as I say, the oven is preheated, so I already have one done. So I'll play musical chairs. So just using a dry cloth. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now, so this is what it looks like when it comes out. We're going to finish it with a little bit of chopped parsley. So a little bit of flat leaf parsley, just chop some of this. You could use basil, but probably there's enough basil in it. You put that into the sauce. You could finish it with some pesto if you want to. And what will I serve with this? Honestly, I'd just serve maybe some rice, a little bit of spaghetti, some kind of pasta. Would work really well with this. So I'm going to just wipe my knife. We're going to chop this. This is our flat leaf parsley. It's called Italian flat leaf parsley. Okay, so just watch the fingers. And don't cut it too small. And we're going to sprinkle this all over our lovely meatballs. And then you can just see the nice bubbles there just coming out of the oven. I'll just literally get a spoon, and the metal go nice and close, and then you can just see that there. See the lovely steam there, and you can see the butter beans and all that. So the meat is cooked through, honestly, 15-20 minutes max, no longer than that. You can put more cheese with it, serve it with some rice, serve it with some pasta. I hope you try out this recipe. Really good quality beef, some lovely vegetables in that, and you could put carrots into it, you could put courgettes, you can bulk it up, but I think the really nice peppers, the really good quality tomatoes, and then the butter beans add so much different texture, flavour, and the smoked paprika. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. Happy cooking, everyone, and yeah, enjoy it.